Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Welcome to Let Me Touch You podcast. I am your host, Barbara, also known as Barbie. For those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed today's episode as well as my other episodes. If you're not doing so already, please make sure to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram name is let_me_touch_you, you as in YOU. So if you're not following me, once you're done listening here, make sure to click and follow. For my returning fans, thank you for the support. Welcome back. I love you guys. Okay, so today's episode is going to be about dating someone with children. I know it's a little tough one, especially for some people who don't have children and things like that, but I'm going to discuss it when it comes to every aspect. First things first, we all know having children is something that is not easy. It's a challenge in itself. So sometimes, you're going through your challenges with your children, then boom, you meet someone, you fall for someone, and he or she has 2 or more children. Let's say, for example, 4. I'm a mom of 4. Let's say I meet a guy that has 4 children. Am I willing to step up and take that responsibility or not? That is basically the question for all the listeners today. I know there's a bunch of single parents out there, including myself, who find it extremely hard to start over. Before we even think about becoming serious with someone else, the first thing we think about is our children. If I do take this step with someone, how is it going to affect my child? Will my child be okay with me being with someone other than their father, or for the guys, their mother? Is this person going to be a good role model for my child? These are, some of the things that we think of, so it's extremely, extremely hard. So right now I am 35 and I am a single mother of 4. 35. I'm really not at that age where I just want to date to date. I'm basically dating to eventually meet someone that I can grow with and that can, become a great support system for me. I'm not trying to waste my time out there and just date guys just because. I eventually want to meet someone who's going to love me the way I deserve to be loved, but most importantly, accept all I have to bring to the table, especially my children. But unfortunately, me having 4 children can scare some men away, and at times, honestly, I don't even want to bother with the whole dating thing because I really don't care to go through that. But like I said earlier, I eventually want to meet someone who's going to love me the way I deserve to be loved. And I know that one of these days, God is going to answer my prayers and He's going to put the right man in my path that's going to be able to handle my package. Because if this gentleman that comes into my life is not ready to be a man, he is not going to be able to handle everything. So no guy is going to be able to step up and do what he has to do. He has to be a mature man to be able to handle all that I have. So a few weeks ago, I went to my Instagram as usual to get people's opinions, and I put up a post that asked 2 questions. The first one was, would you settle down with a man or woman who has more than 2 children? And the next question was, how would you feel about them having more than 1 baby mama, baby daddy, and why? So surprisingly, more of the women said that they would not deal with a man if he has more than 1 child or more than 1 baby mama or whatever the case is. They are not with it. They're like, nope, can't do it. Hell to the no. I was surprised. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was really surprised. So one of the reasons for the girls was that they really don't want to deal with baby mama drama. We have to understand that. Sometimes when couples break up, the other person can be bitter. They can still want to be with the other person and try to make their life miserable. They can do a lot of things on purpose to, kind of ruin the new relationship they're in. So one of the girls said that. And one of the other girls stated that she did not have patience to deal with anybody else's kids but her own. I understand that if you're not a patient person, then, that's understandable. And some kids are just bad. I know my kids, my twins are like in the terror stage. So that kind of scares me when it comes to meeting someone new, but that's that. Enough of that. We'll talk about how I feel later. Okay, so the guys, the no's. There was one person that said there was levels to it. This made me laugh. But, I understood where he was coming from. He has a point. So these are his levels. So if the kids are grown, then yes. If she has 2 or more children and they're grown, yes, he's okay with dating her. If she has 2 infants or toddlers, no, it's a hell no. Now, if she has 2 baby daddies and her kids are big, he's okay with that. I understand that because I'm sure it's because there'll be less dramas, less of the baby daddy being involved. But now if the woman has 2 small children with 2 different baby daddies, it's a hell no. I understand that as well. Because it's kind of like, you're just jumping from one thing to another without even thinking about it. So it kind of makes you look at that person in a different way. Wonder if they really think about things before doing them. Okay, now as for the yes, we had both guys and girls say yes, but mainly guys. Ladies, you surprised me. So one of the girls said yes, and she stated just because he has 2 or more children doesn't make him a bad man. People fall in love and plan a future to later figure out it won't work. I'm gonna love his kids as if they're my own. Yep, kudos to you. Okay, so now one of the guys, he said yes. He stated just because a relationship didn't work out doesn't mean that she is a bad person. But a lot of things will have to be established before settling down. That's also understandable. Okay, so now when it comes to me, how do I feel about dating someone with children? If the guy does not have children, I am not wasting my time. I'm sorry, like I said, I'm a mom of 4. If you're not a parent, you're not going to understand my lifestyle. You're not going to understand all the things that I'm about to talk about right now. So if you don't have children, unfortunately I can't. I don't care how much I like you, how good looking you are. If we've had sex before and the sex is amazing, no, I'm sorry, we cannot settle down. I don't even think I'll waste my time and continue talking to you to get to the point where we're, involved sexually. But, things happen, but I wouldn't. I just can't. And especially if he doesn't have children, eventually he is going to want children. And I ain't giving nobody else no more kids. I tried it. 2 different people. Didn't work. That's it. I'm sorry. So I'm not giving anyone else any more chances when it comes to that. So unfortunately, if he doesn't have kids, I wouldn't do it. But that's me. Okay, so for those of you who are willing to, give it a try with someone that has kids, I want to give you some insight on some things you should know. That way, you know what to expect. Okay, so these are the top 6 things that I feel you should know. Number 1, kids come first. I'm sorry. I don't care how much I like you, how much I love you. My kids come first. Their feelings come before my own. So everything that I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that it's beneficial to them. My kids are number one. And number two, don't get offended. Please, guys, do not get offended. Guys and girls, I'm sorry, I keep, keeping it one-sided. Don't get offended if you do not meet the other person's child before, 6 months, let's say, for example. For me, it's going to take me more than 6 months to know if you're even a candidate to meet my children, or if I'm even thinking of being with you long term in order for you to meet my children. But everybody's different. Some people might prefer to introduce their children to whoever they're dating in the beginning. That way they won't waste their time. Meaning, let's say if I'm dating you and I fall for you, and 8 months later I decide to introduce you to my kids, and you don't get along with my kids don't get along with you, there's no sort of connection. Those 8 months went down the drain, because once again, my children come first, and I'm going to do whatever it takes for them to be happy as well as myself, but they do come first. For me. Everybody's different, but for me. So don't get offended if you don't meet the kids early on. Everybody's different. Number 3. Yes, us single parents are always busy. Yes. We're not lying to you when we're telling you that we're not by our phones. Don't get upset if you're calling me and I cannot answer right away. If you're texting and I can't reply to your text right away. We're always busy. It's only one parent at home trying to do whatever we have to do with our children, especially with more than one child. You have to kind of try to juggle everything by yourself, so it's not easy. So yes, people, we are always busy. It's not a lie. Number 4, everything. When I tell you everything has to be planned. This is another reason why I wouldn't date someone that doesn't have kids, because he wouldn't understand this. I cannot just up and go as I please. If someone I'm dating calls me and tells me, oh, I'm in the mood to take you out for a drink, I'm going to pick you up in an hour, be ready. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't just get up and make plans, last minute plans like that. I have to make sure I have someone to take care of my children, make sure that they're good. Because, again, my children come first. So, when you're dating someone with children, I know it's always lovely to be spontaneous and surprise them, but at times you're just going to make the situation a little harder, because it's frustrating for us. We feel bad. We want to do those little spontaneous last minute surprises and things like that, but we can't unless our children are old enough to care for themselves. We cannot. So if you're dating someone that has younger children, keep in mind that no matter how great it would be to surprise him or her, it's not going to turn out the way you have it planned in your head. So it's always best to plan things in advance. Number 5, we're not looking for someone to fill in the space that the other parent left empty. We're not. So please do not put that in your head. Take that out of your head. Leave that behind. And number 6, we're worth the challenge. Believe me, we are. It's gonna be a difficult battle, but we're so worth it. Most single parents have been through so much that we honestly don't have time for the games. We at this stage in our life where we know what we want, we know what we don't want. We've learned from our previous relationships all the do's and don'ts when it comes to different situations, different things. So, believe me, you will not be disappointed. There's a few things that I also want you to keep in mind to help you throughout the journey. First things first, always remember it's not impossible. Dating someone with kids is not something that's impossible. It's just a challenge. It's a huge challenge that you have to make sure that you're up for. The way I like to say it is, if you're not ready to step up to him or her, don't step up to them. Don't waste their time. It's just that simple. one thing you have to keep in mind when going into these relationships is that you always have to know your limits. What I mean by knowing your limits is like, don't try to substitute that parent that is not there. Some people come in and it's like they have something to prove, and they try to be the mom or the dad. No, that child has a mom or dad. They don't need you to be that for them. So keep that in mind. Another thing is, let's say, for example, you see that the person you're dating needs help. It can be help with any little thing. Dropping the kids off at daycare or picking them up here and taking them there. One of the kids has baseball practice but she's stuck here. If you have a good relationship with the other person's children, then it's okay to help. But always ask before doing it, because you don't want to do a little too much and kind of freak the other person out. So always ask before assuming it's okay to help. Now, if you're in a situation where the other person is taking advantage of you and they're constantly asking you, oh, could you go pick up Joel, take him to basketball practice? Could you pick up Emma, take her to ballet? Could you do this? Could you do that? If you see that the person is taking advantage of you and making you do things that you're not comfortable to do just yet, speak up and let them know. There's nothing wrong with that. And if they can't accept it, then oh well, too bad. That just means that they're probably using you. So keep an eye out for that. Another thing that we ask is to please be understanding. Be very understanding when it comes to a lot of things. I know it might be difficult, but you have to understand. One main thing you have to be understanding about is the other parent. You need to understand that the other parent is going to be involved in your partner's life, especially if the kids are younger. You have to understand that when birthdays come around, holidays come around, depending on what that child is used to, the parents are still going to try to, have something like that still going on. I remember I did that for a while with my boy's father. Even though we were separated for so many years, when it came to holidays and birthdays, we always celebrated them together because it's something that we always did. And I didn't care who I was with. I made sure that I did what made my kids happy at that time. Of course, when they got older, all that stopped. But when they were younger, I know it's something that they needed and they look forward to. So I made sure to continue to do that. There's going to be also a time where the other parent might want to meet you. I know some people might be like, why he want to meet me? Why she want to meet me? I have nothing to do with that. You have a lot to do with their child. You're someone new that's in their child's life. They have every right to want to meet you, and you should be understanding and okay with that. One thing a lot of people forget is to think about the kids' feelings. I feel that if the kids see that everyone is getting along, it'll make them feel a little better. And if you and the child are having like difficulties forming a relationship, I feel that if they see that you have a good relationship with both their parents, they'll trust you a little more, so they'll open up more to you. In my opinion, everybody does things differently, guys. I'm just speaking from my experience. My experience, it went well. My boys have the same father. Twins have a different father. Like I said, with my boys and their father, we always did everything together. We split and made sure to keep it that way. When the twins' father came into the picture, I introduced them, and in the beginning, we did everything as a family, all of us. When it came to the boys' birthdays, of course, the twins' dad was there because we were together, so he had to be there. When it came to the twins' birthdays, the boy's father was there with his daughter, and it was just a nice blended family. All of our kids love each other. When they see each other, it's like one huge family, even though I'm not with either or of my children's father. But when I have events, for example, my son, his 12th birthday just passed. I invited his sister from his father's side and her mom and her other daughter to come over. They came. We celebrated together. It's just great. And you see the kids love each other. Her daughter loves my twins. It's just amazing. It works out best for the kids. And when your kids are happy, you're happy. So you can focus on your relationship on a more positive way. It just all works out better. To sum it all up, you just have to respect the kids' feelings. No matter what happens, never talk negative about the other parent to or around the children. Never try to compare yourself to the other parent, because that's just going to turn the child off. They're going to look at you like, excuse me, who are you? You're just an intruder that's dating my mom or dad and trying to be my mom or dad, you know? So don't compare yourself to the other parent, because they're going to look at you like you're weird, and do not talk negative about them. And if things are, kind of hard, just remember, give it time. You have to give children time. They'll eventually come around. And once they see that you're someone that genuinely cares for their mom or dad, and they see how happy you make their mom or dad, they're going to come around and, things will get much, much better. But give the child time. Don't rush it. Let them get to know you, and they'll eventually learn to love you. So before I wrap everything up, I just want to remind some of you of something. Well, this reminder is going to the person that's coming in to the family. You're not in this alone. Your partner is just as nervous, or I think maybe triple the amount as nervous as you are. Before a single parent introduces anybody to their kids, you're over here going crazy asking yourself, am I making the right decision? Is it too early? What if he doesn't like my child? What if she doesn't like my child? What if my child doesn't like him or her? What if my child gets upset that I'm bringing someone new in my life and tries to rebel? We're thinking about all of this and wondering if it's even worth it. Love is a gamble, and you just never know what can happen. And us single parents, we think about our children before anything. We wonder if it's worth taking that risk when you meet someone. Because, there's a lot of things in life you can gamble, but when it comes to your children and their feelings, that's one thing that, you really can't play with. So like I said earlier, if you don't feel you're mature enough for the situation and you're not ready to step up, do not waste your time stepping to that person to try to get to know them if you don't have these good intentions for them. So I'm going to leave you guys with this quote I found online that I absolutely loved. And it goes like this. Dear strong single mothers and fathers, while most are out partying, you're spending time with your child. You don't bring different men or women around because you choose not to confuse your child. What a man or woman can do for you means nothing if they can be the role model that your child needs. You're not single because you have to be. You're single because you choose to be. I salute you for that. This right here explains it all perfectly. Do not rush into anything. For the single parents out there, don't rush. I know sometimes it gets lonely. Believe me, I know. I've been single for quite a long time. But my peace, my sanity, and my children come before anything. And before I rush into anything with someone who might not be worth it, I'd rather be alone. So take your time and figure things out before you take that extra step to invite anyone into your home and around your children. Because once damage is done, it's going to be very hard for you to switch that all around. So I hope that my words helped some of you out. If you're debating whether you want to pursue someone that has children, it's a challenge, but like I said earlier, it's worth it. Don't lose out on something good out of fear. Well, guys, it was a pleasure as usual. Thanks again for tuning in. Stay safe and stay blessed. I'll see you next week.